Maya and Omar lived in a quaint little town nestled amidst rolling hills. Their life seemed idyllic, a picture of domestic bliss. They were the couple everyone envied, their love, a beacon of warmth in their close-knit community. They shared knowing glances, soft touches, and a comfortable silence that spoke volumes. But behind this serene facade, a storm brewed. A secret lay dormant, locked away in the depths of their unspoken words. They were a study in contrasts. Maya, with her bright eyes that held a hint of sadness and a smile that didn't quite reach them. Omar, his presence a comforting weight, his gaze steady and reassuring. Yet, a palpable tension lingered beneath the surface. Like a delicate porcelain doll, their happiness seemed fragile, easily shattered. They moved with a practiced ease, their routines as familiar as their reflections. Their life, a carefully choreographed dance, each step measured, each gesture controlled. They were a puzzle, their pieces fitting together perfectly. Yet one piece remained askew, the silent hour. Every night as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across their meticulously kept garden, a hush fell over the house. From 9 to 10, Omar and Maya would retreat into their self-imposed silence. It was a ritual they had followed for years, their vow of silence as binding as any wedding vow. This hour was theirs alone, a time for introspection, for quiet contemplation. They sat in their shared space, Omar in his armchair by the fireplace, Maya curled up on the chaise longue, a book in her hand, but the pages remained unturned. No words were spoken, no glances exchanged. Only the crackling of the fire and the ticking of the grandfather clock broke the silence. It was a comfortable silence, or so it seemed. A silence born of habit, a silence that had become a sanctuary. But beneath the surface, a current of unease rippled. The silence, once a source of comfort, was slowly morphing into a source of anxiety. The clock's steady rhythm hammered in Maya's ears, each tick a painful reminder of the unspoken words, the unasked questions that hung heavy in the air. This hour, once a testament to their love, now felt like a prison, its invisible bars closing in on her. The change was subtle at first, a flicker of movement in the periphery, a whisper lost in the wind. Maya dismissed it as her imagination, her mind playing tricks on her. But the incidents became more frequent, more pronounced. Objects moved, misplaced, and then found in the most unexpected places. Shadows danced in the corners of her eyes. Whispers, too low to decipher, brushed against her ears. Was she losing her mind? Or was there something more, something sinister at play? Fear, cold and clammy, tightened its grip around her heart. The peaceful life she had so carefully constructed began to crumble. The world around her, once familiar and safe, now felt alien, threatening. Doubts, like insidious vines, began to creep into her thoughts, choking the love she held for Omar. She found herself observing him, scrutinizing his every move, every word. His smile seemed strained, his touch hesitant. His eyes, once filled with warmth and love, now held a flicker of something else. Was it guilt or fear? The whispers grew louder, more insistent. They swirled around her, taunting her, urging her to look closer, to dig deeper. They spoke of secrets, of lies, and a past shrouded in mystery. She couldn't ignore them any longer. The empty chair at the dinner table mocked her. The untouched cup of tea, the neatly folded newspaper, all served as a constant reminder of what was missing, of what she couldn't quite grasp. The silence, once a shared sanctuary, now felt heavy with unspoken truths. Maya started noticing inconsistencies in Omar's stories, discrepancies in his timeline. He would mention places he had never been, events he couldn't possibly know about. Was he lying? But why? The doubt gnawed at her, a constant ache in her chest. She yearned to confide in him, to seek solace in his arms. But the fear, the uncertainty, held her captive. She was trapped in a web of her own making, a prisoner of her own silence. The need for answers, for the truth, consumed her. She had to know. She had to break the silence.